to another episode of the Total R&B Podcast. My name is Loreena, and today I have a singer straight out of Scarborough, Toronto, for the folks that don't know. She's been singing forever since she was a kid, and we first got to see her on a Canadian reality TV show called The Next Star. But now she's been working closely with another great producer that we have here in Canada called Big Jack, and also got to work with people like Jake One. And she is here to talk about her musical journey as well as a single she put out this year called Say It Again. Welcome to the podcast, Angela Apigo.
Thank you so much, Loreena, for having me here. I'm so happy to be here and talk about all things music and all of the little things that you need to know.
Yes, we're going to get all the information. So thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come on the podcast. It's always appreciated because I know, life is busy.
Life is life. Life is lifing right now, but that's okay. We always make time.
Yes. All right, so I always start out the podcast same exact way all the time. My first question is, when I say this, what comes to mind? What is your first memory of R&B music?
My first memory of R&B music started off with the Rugrats theme song with Maya and Blackstreet. I am so happy that my aunt got me obsessed with Rugrats, and before I could even speak English, I was singing Take Me There." That's the first one. The second R&B that I really, really loved in my heart would be TLC, the Crazy Sexy Cool album. The reason why, again, my aunt from the States gave us a bunch of songs when I was living in the Philippines until 3 years old. And that's when I learned to pronounce English words. So I actually sang before I could even speak in English or make a sentence. So that's when I knew that I really love the genre of music and might as well just go for it. And then as I grew up, it just hit me harder than more pop and jazz or hip hop.
Okay. I get that, but that's so cool because I remember I loved that song as well, and even the music video was so fun.
Yes, yeah.
So
And
I
that's how I kind of base off of my sound is just old school R&B with the new
yeah,
twist to it.
definitely. I definitely get that listening to your music. That's why I like that question too, because it kind of sees like how you grew up and where your head is at when it comes to music, or even just to see like what your influences are.
But yes, I definitely do get it when it comes to the look of it and just R&B in general. Again, different type of mood, which I love, right?
Okay, so for you, because music is how you learned English and stuff like that, but with
hmm
singing, like how did you get your start? Not professionally, but like how did you just start singing and maybe like know, or maybe your family told you like, oh, you can hit some notes.
Getting some notes. It started off in church actually. So I'm Christian, and every single Sunday they'd pick out a family to perform, or one person in the family to at least perform on stage before the sermon starts. And so, unfortunately, I was voluntold. I didn't even know I could sing, to be honest. I just liked being up there, and I didn't have any stage fright. So I guess that's why um, they kind of chose me because I was more so not scared of anybody or not scared to sing in front of anybody, and it was on pitch. So not scared and on pitch is what they want to hear. But that's how I started. And various karaoke performances for all of the family parties. And then that's when I really got the niche for singing, or just like to sing. Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool because I know too, like there's so much conversation now between singers growing up in the church and R&B music, how it
Yes.
kind of goes hand in hand, and kind of, I guess the church developed some of the greatest singers that we have in R&B and soul music. So for
Hmm.
you, like how did church like influence you or maybe shape your performance style?
I think for me, when it comes to singing, you have to have some soul to it. So meaning like when I sing for church and when I sing for God, it's very spiritual and very calming. But then at the same time, you get the gospel side of things at church. Then that's when you got to ramp up and amp up the congregation, right? To praise the Lord. So that's that's how I tie into how I perform or in various events, whether it be for performance, for church, for the what do you call this? The nursing homes. I did that too. So I just gotta change it up a little bit depending on the audience and who you're trying to cater to.
Of
Yeah.
course. And was your family super strict? Like, I know you said your aunt from the States used to bring you music, but were you
Yeah.
like allowed to listen to secular music or?
Yeah, so my parents are all about the groove. So whatever is catchy for them or whatever sounds good, they'll play it. So again, like before I could even write anything in English or in even Tagalog, um I would just listen to I would just listen and make up my own words, but it's on pitch. So my parents used to um as a kid, I was very, very rambunctious and bubbly. So they would always have the video cameras out for me as a kid. And I have videotapes of that, me singing and reciting stuff that I learned at nursery about the heart of the Filipinos, and then doing it with emotion and passion, and while I'm laughing in the background, like afterwards, right? So, yeah, they allowed for us to listen to whatever is good
Mhm.
with no swearing. There you go.
Of course, of course, of course. There is always a limit
There's a
because we're
limit.
so
There's a
young. Yeah,
limit. They're not strict, but they have their capacity, right?
exactly. I love that. And so you said you moved here when you were
Hmm.
3, and
Yes.
you were born and raised,
Actually,
not born and raised, but you were raised in Scarborough, or were you somewhere else before?
so basically, I was born in the Philippines. I left there when I was 3, and from 3 to 6 years old, I was in Singapore because my dad had a job there. So he said, might as well come over here and then let's continue the family, right? Because I'm the youngest of 3. And then when I was 6, I moved to Canada, and that's when I got the spark for singing. Yeah,
How
she's a traveler.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, how was that moving to different places?
It was a big change because, again, not knowing full English and then going to Singapore and then being Tagalog as my first language and then starting another language properly in Singapore while you had to take a second language. So I chose Chinese. Why did I do that? I don't know, but it was
Wow.
hard. She failed, but failed gracefully. It was hard. And then yeah, in Singapore, transitioning to a Singaporean accent now to an American or Canadian accent was a big switch. Like I had a lot of classmates bully me for my Singaporean accent. It was crazy. It was a yeah, like that. That's how you're
Oh
talking,
my
yeah.
goodness. And I know,
And
like, because
then
you're so young, kids can be a little harsh. Like,
yeah, but you know
because,
what? I'm the godmother of their children. But yeah, just in Canada, yeah, we moved straight to Scarborough, pharmacy and St. Clair, and then grew up in Morningside and Lawrence. You know how it is here.
yes.
And then yeah, my heart's always been with Scarborough forever.
And there's so many like great singers and artists that
An artist,
have
yeah.
in Scarborough. Have any of them influenced you in any way or maybe inspired you seeing how their career has taken off? Like,
For sure, like Cardinal Official, Deborah Cox, even The Weeknd, all of those
yeah.
guys. It really shows me that you can come from nothing, and with that you can flourish, right? It just depends on who is there to support you. And I feel like in Scarborough, I feel like I know everybody. Unfortunately, if I go to Scarborough Town Center, I'll know everybody. But it's more so like everybody in Scarborough has love for the people in Scarborough. So even if you compare it to, oh yes, I represent Mississauga or Brampton, there's not a lot of love there. If you're a one-hit wonder, then and you make it big, then by all means. But if you're just starting off small, everybody shows up for you. Everybody shows love. And then from Scarborough, it goes to Toronto, and then now hopefully the nation, right?
Definitely. It's gonna get there. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, there's just, I don't know what it is. I know, like, there's so many different places that
Hmm.
Toronto, like, you know, you correct, you mentioned Brampton and Mississauga, but there's just
Yeah.
something about Scarborough that just,
Yeah. It just hits a lot harder
yeah.
when you're from Scarborough. So much to love here. I love it.
But that's great, especially to have like that community supporting you. I think that is
Hmm.
very important, especially as, you know, an independent artist. It gets tough like doing all this stuff
Super.
on your own or with a really small team. So to have that support or even to be able to connect with people if they're open to be
Hmm.
giving you like advice and stuff like that, I find is really important.
Yeah, I find it hard to, well, the reason why I'm known in Scarborough is because I did a lot of community work, right? So in high school, I would always try to sing to as many contests as I can, right? So, and I'd always represent Scarborough. Even on that next star, they said, "You're from Toronto, Ontario." I said, "No, I'm from Scarborough." So they had to change it. It says Angela, 15 years old, Scarborough, Ontario. I had to represent somehow, right? But but again, it's Scarborough is sometimes you don't have it as easy as the other cities. So that's why I take pride in representing Scarborough all the time. It was hard. It was hard growing up, right? In the
Yeah,
area that we live in, but we made it work, and you have all the connections from young to now in my adulthood. Um, and I guess that's just how everybody still shows love, even after all these years.
and I want to
Yeah.
get into that the next star. So I know you said like you when you used to sing at church, like you were voluntold, but you weren't shy. So
Yeah.
how did you? I'm guessing you weren't shy to audition for the next star because that's a big thing.
So, yeah, when it comes to 1 to 10 people, I am nervous because I feel like I have a connection with each person that I'm looking at. So
Okay.
it gets me a little bit more, yeah, nervous. That's the word. But when you ask me to sing in front of thousands or even millions one day, I'm okay. I will be the most confident person out there. But either way, the show doesn't stop, so I gotta make sure I'm always on my best A game. Yeah, in terms of the next star, I made top 16 in the whole country. It's a good little milestone,
That is
right?
that is really good.
But it was because I was 15 then, and the maximum age limit or the last of it was 15 years old. So I told myself, okay, you know what? I've done all of the Filipino singing contests and all the random singing contests. I made it pretty far for most of those, but I was very different than the other contestants because they're more so like a Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, the ballads, the really, really hard ballads. And while for me, I was singing Alicia Keys and Bruno Mars on the side with a little bit of a movement, right? So I guess for the next star, I said to my parents, I'm like, hey, I want to try out for this singing competition, but I've been watching it on YTV, so why can't I try it? I've never seen uh, a Filipino, dark skinned Filipino, and someone hailing from Scarborough. Uh, Try out for this contest. So I said, you know what? Let's go and line up. It's my last year to try. I want to see where I rank as a singer in the country. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. And then I made it.
Definitely.
So I was still myself on there, get some airtime. And then when it comes to singing competition, uh, I tried out for The Voice twice, one in New York and one in San Francisco. Didn't even make it, but you know what? That's it.
But how was
I
that
tried.
experience doing that after the next star, like going to audition for another
Yeah,
reality show?
it's very humbling because now that when you see it, it's more so about your appearance,
Hmm.
right? And how marketable am I, right? That's how I see it whenever you're doing reality TV. Like if you're too ugly or too pretty or just out of the ordinary, they want you. But I guess like in my heart, I was just like, I know I'm good, but I'm not good enough for someone on TV. So I guess like TV isn't the thing for me. Unless I want to become an actress,
Yeah,
if
no, but
anything.
you could use it intentionally for that too. You know, I guess it depends on what your intentions are.
Hmm. So
Definitely.
it was good though. It was a lot of people, but just wasn't fit. Producers, they didn't say that, but yeah, I
That's what
know
you
you kind
got.
of know what they're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. They say it in so many words,
Yeah,
basically.
they or not at all.
But that's the thing. That's what sucks about those reality shows because there's just so many good singers that don't even
Yeah.
make it through
That
the audition process,
that's
or
so true.
they get eliminated early, and you're like, what is going on?
Exactly.
So I know, like for me, I remember getting frustrated watching like American Idol or even The Voice, the American version. I was just like, I don't know about this anymore.
Everybody says, Angela, you should go back to the Philippines and then try it out over there. They might show a lot of love. And maybe, because at least I can speak, good English, with an accent from Scarborough. That's what it's gonna be.
But they might be like, oh, she's from Canada, originally from
Yeah,
here. So you have like the story, the
she's
highlights.
she's
So
from overseas. That's the one,
exactly. So they might be like, ooh, this is good storyline. Not
right?
caring about the
That's why
voice.
I know. I definitely want to try. That's a bucket list of mine. I want to see if I can host something, right?
No, that would be really cool.
I hope so. We'll see. The plane ticket's a little expensive.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Hopefully something
Crazy.
happens and
I
we can
hope so.
get a flight out there. That would be really dope. But
Trying, trying.
did you learn anything about yourself doing the next star?
I um I'm definitely a performer. Like that's what I've learned. Like in terms of my personality, like how I'm talking to you is the same as I would with a friend of mine or with family. So
Mhm.
what I've learned during those shows is just to be yourself and then see who actually gravitates to that. But if it's not for them, then it really isn't for them, right? And at the same time, for my friends and my family, then if they don't really mess with you, then they don't. So that means that they don't like who you are, kind of thing. So they are not accepting. So it's a very humbling experience for sure, right? Because no matter how good you are, it really there's something that they wouldn't want from
Yeah.
you. So either way, you could be the best singer in the world, but if you don't have the luck, you're out, right? And it's all about being marketable. That's why. That's what I was thinking too. Maybe it wasn't the fit. Maybe my hair was too aggressive or poofy, and the curls were coming like this, like
Yeah. Any little thing.
any little thing. Yeah, very
But
humbling though.
that's good that it didn't deter you because sometimes when people don't make it on those shows, they don't realize what a production it really is
Yes.
in the background, and that kind of gets them defeated to kind of quit or they take like a long break because it just messed with them, their confidence.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for you to just experience that but realize really what's going on and to continue to keep going is really good actually.
I know. I was surprised too because usually, like, I bounce back very fast when it comes to something that I'm trying to a rut that I'm trying to get out of. I bounce back fast because you know what, life moves on, and we just gotta take the L and then move on. Because if you're stuck in that rut, then everything will get worse in your head. So obviously,
It's
mental
true.
health is a good thing, and praying. So praying and prayers are always a big thing for me. So I always have to appreciate with what I have and what I have yet to have in the future. So
No, but that's true. And what like it's what Beyonce says. She gives herself like 24 hours,
yeah.
like be in her feelings, but then after that it's like get back to work.
Exactly, exactly. I definitely agree because no one's gonna pity you for being sad. So I
No,
gotta just do it
exactly.
myself.
Exactly. So, but moving on to where we are now, you work alongside DJ Big Jax. So, how did you two connect?
So how we connected was I was working at Aritzia one time. I think it was like less than a year. You know how it is. It's hard over there. But I was always interested in the music. So one of the things for Aritzia's pillars is to have a culture or a mood setting whenever you're in the store.
Okay.
So if I'm opening in the morning and working in the morning, they want to ramp up all of the music and make sure that it's lively so that when people shop, they're happy, which I completely agree with. So the girls at my store in Scarborough, shout out to those guys. they always love Big Jacks. I'm like, who the heck is this Big Jacks guy? This Big Jacks. Everything's Big Jacks, Big Jacks. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting tired of this guy. Is it like an artist? He's like, no, it's a DJ. I'm like, all right, cool. Play one of his mixes. And it's always um every month, I think, or every so couple weeks, he's having he's posting new mixes.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, let me check out this mix. I'll play it on the iPad. So I played it, and then every time I'm working, I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is brilliant. Like I never would have thought that he could mix this and this together and it sounds good. And
They
then I
turned
hear
you
the
into a
set.
believer.
Yeah, and then I'm unfortunately I'm a Big Jack's girl. Heck, man, there's too many of them. And, but when he takes like samples and then puts let's say it's a sample from the 80s and then now it's the 2010s or 20s, and I was just like, dang, that's crazy. So now I shot my shot and I just said, hey, Big Jacks, love your work. I am a big fan. Keep it up. I love the mixes. I just think that it's very, very inspiring. Thank you so much. That's it. I wasn't asking for, hey, can I play my
Yeah.
music for you? I was just very, very grateful to have heard that because it also gives me ideas of what I would like to do as an artist or just in general, what to listen to, right? Shot my shot, and I guess he looked at my page. You know, I had a lot of covers on there and just a lot of stupid stuff, but in terms of like the singing, and then he's just like, you have a great voice, would love to work with you. And he's never worked with any artist before, so I was just like, all right, where do we start?
I love that story. That how Aritzia
I know, right? Oh man.
connected you two. That's hilarious.
Hmm.
And I know from seeing a previous interview, he had said that by working with you, like it inspired him to like step more into creating music, like producing and songwriting and stuff like that. So with you working with him now, like what has he pushed you to do like more creatively?
He's helped me out to. I always call Big Jack's my big brother and my therapist. So when I'm feeling down and it's time to do a session, whether it be recording or writing, let me talk about my feelings first and what's going on in my life because we don't see each other often, right? So whenever I see him, it's always a breath of fresh air. But he's made me more vulnerable, because again, as you can tell by my personality, I'm always go 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 go, very very out there. So when he and I write or about let's say personal things, then he just kind of brings me down and says, all right, like I get it, you're happy, you don't want anybody to see you not happy, so what is it? And then that translates into a song. So whatever I say, like ah, I'm feeling very, very sad and I feel like I want to cry. I'm always crying. That was my single, I Cry. There you go.
Yeah.
Like that. More vulnerable and more finding the right genre for me
Okay.
or the right pathway. Exactly. Like he has his own style. I have my own style too, but when it's together, it's a whole new, it's just a different tango, let's say, right?
Hmm.
Um and I feel like with Big Jacks, obviously there are stuff that I want to explore too, and same with him, right? So he wants to work with other artists. I'm cool with that, and same with him. For me, he's okay for me to branch out in any direction that I want to go to because I know that he's going to be very supportive of what I plan to do next, right? Or if I want to dabble into different sounds, right?
Hmm.
May not be his taste, but he's always going to say that I don't like it, but
I
I like
support
it. Yeah, I support you from afar.
you. It's still important. It's still that community that you have, like
Hmm.
somebody cheering you on,
Yeah,
whether they're standing next to you or maybe they're just, in the distance
in
with
the
like their
distance,
hand in the
with
air.
love, with
Exactly. So I want to talk about the single that you had out this year called Say It Again. So how did that song come together?
yeah. So when Big Jackson and I write, it's about either personal experiences, friends who's had that experience, or something that I want to fantasize about that I haven't gone through, but I just want to feel like I'm part of that, right? Say it again. It just talks about being in a relationship, and the title basically says like, hey, you keep telling me wrong things about me. You keep saying the same thing. So I already know that you're wrong, but it's okay. Just keep saying it. Like, keep going, keep rambling on. I'm cool with it. I know what the outcome is. Just keep doing it. That's what it means to say it again.
It's a
It's a
really,
heartbreak song.
but it's dope how it came together and really listening to like the lyrics of the song. I was like, oh, okay. It's different. Like you don't always hear that take when it
Yes.
comes to that type of like relationship. So I thought it was
Hmm.
super cool.
Well,
And
thank you
of
so
course,
much. I really
I love the
appreciate
beat.
that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course. And I also read that, you have airplay, of course, on CBC, which is a big deal here in Canada. That's like our big main radio media station.
Yes.
But you also get played outside of Canada, which is super
Yeah.
dope. So there's like Japan and UK or other places around Europe. So how does that feel to have your music not just, in Canada, but outside across the world?
I mean, Scarborough to the world. Oh my God. You know what? I always thought about, okay, if it's in Toronto, I'm already happy. If it's in Canada, that's great. I never knew that people were playing my music in none of it, right? Something like that. But I'm happy that it's also in the United States and the Philippines mainly because you know what? A lot of my family is there, so maybe they're showing out showing love, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the European cities and same thing for Asia, a lot in Japan too. So that means that, hey, you know what? If they do or don't understand me, I think that it's a possibility for me to sing for them too, right? And like it just feels so, I feel so grateful and thankful that we have this platform of YouTube and Spotify and Instagram to showcase this type of work, right? And you know, Big Jackson and I are just doing this for fun. We have our 9 to 5s, but while you're here, why not? Why
Yeah.
not do it? Because I don't want to grow old with a family one day and say that I didn't try it or I didn't do it, right?
So would
So
you
that's
do
why.
any of those, like, because we have grants for artists here in Canada. Would you do
Yes.
any of those to maybe travel abroad and maybe
I would
perform?
do it in a heartbeat, but dang, the process for those things, oh
Yeah,
man, it's it's not time consuming. I can do it, but sometimes you just have that email of heartbreak that you didn't get it,
yeah.
right? But like I said, like what you said about Beyonce, 24 hours, I'm good. We'll try again the next year, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that would be really cool because you have that
Yes.
audience that's outside of Canada. I think that would be so dope if you and like Big Jacks took, the show on the road and
Yes,
performed
yeah.
at different places.
And it's funny when my cousin is in the Philippines and he's working at a cafe, he's serving a client and he says, "Hey, I think they're playing you." I'm like, "What? What do you mean? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Stop calling me!" Like, because it's 3 p.m. over there,
Yeah.
right? I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, what are you doing?" And he's just like, "Yeah, like they're playing your song." And then I was like, "Can you just record it?" And he recorded it, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's an old song, but you know what? I'm grateful to
Know who
hear
you
it."
are.
Yeah, but I don't say like I'm famous or anything. I'm just a young woman who really wants to show, you know, her personality and what she's been working towards.
Of
Yeah.
course. And another cool thing you did, well, I think it's cool anyways, because I want to go to one in Toronto,
Yeah.
is Bassett's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Because the
So,
one in Toronto and New York, they look so
mhm,
dope. I
mhm.
always wanted to go to one of them, and you got to perform. So how was
Yes.
that experience for you?
Oh man, Acid is a great friend of Big Jack's too, right? In the DJ scene with all the scratchy wiki wiki wee wiki wah, all that. I always tease him about that. So when Big Jack's was doing a set, he said, "Angela, you know what? You should do it too. You should come for a few songs." So I was like, "Are you sure, bro? Like that's your spotlight." He's like, "No, like I would love it for us too." to do something for that because it's a big deal. Because I didn't even know anything about Bass's barbecue. I've heard of it, but I never knew it
Mhm.
was that big, right?
Yeah.
So with DJ Jazzy Jeff and anybody that you can even think of in the hip hop scene or even in the DJ world, it was there. Um, Again, I said, you know what? I'm so extra. I said, Jay, Big Jacks, let's have some dancers in here, man. Like, so, so I have some, again, with the whole Scarborough and Toronto being small, I have a few friends who are dancers because back then as a kid, I was also singing for the dance competitions here in Toronto, a lot of them
Right.
actually. And so I said, hey, would you like to dance with me on stage? Just for a few songs. And then they choreographed like a bunch of pieces for me to dance with them too. I'm not the best, but I can fake it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're great.
Oh, thank you. You're just trying to make me feel nice.
No,
Hey.
I'm pretty sure you're fine. See?
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, my nephew right here. He just coming down crying. But yeah, that's that's it was very nice to have the dancers and Big Jackson and also like a name brand concert to perform
Did the
at.
dancers realize how big the crowd was gonna be?
They did. They saw the last years and they were just
Okay,
like, "Oh
okay.
man, we got to do a good job, right?" But I really couldn't hear anything in there. It was too loud. The Gardiner Expressway, all I could hear are cars, right?
Exactly. Oh, but that's still a really cool experience. So, because I remember I met him one time. We were watching a show, and I
Hmm.
looked to like my left, and he was standing there, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
You're a bastard.
I was like, I'm going to your thing," because I had bought tickets to go to. He was having one in Montreal for the first time, and
Hmm.
that's where I'm from. And I'm like, I'm going, and I was so excited, but then I got sick, and I didn't end up going.
You
So.
miss it? Oh man. I tell Bassett I'm just going for the food, dude.
But I was
And
excited for the food too. Because it was me and my sister. I'm like, hey, we have to try this because he put out like the menu of what's going to be there.
mhm.
So I already had planned my meal. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get food and this and this. And
And
then
you
we're
got
going to listen to the
sick?
music.
Oh
Yeah.
man. That's- I get so hurt. Did you at least get the tickets refunded or gave it?
No, no. I just, honestly, I was sleeping like the whole day because I was like, oh, maybe I'll sleep for a little bit and I'll be okay. But yeah, it didn't work out.
Oh, I'm so sad. Next time when it comes, come over here.
Yeah, that's what I have. It's on my bucket list to do the one in Toronto because it's
Yeah.
it's much bigger. So that's what I
And
want to
I
do.
hope better food, you know?
May probably like not to shit on my city, but probably. So, what
So,
is next for you? What's in the next chapter for Angela?
musically or live?
Let's go first with music.
So for musically, what's what's up next is just releasing more music. We have so much in the vault.
Okay.
We've been collecting it for many years, right? A lot
Hmm.
of unreleased released music, and also Jay and I started recording at an actual studio where The Weeknd did the trilogy. Jesse Reyes was there, Daniel Caesar was there, so and Dua Lipa. So recording at a studio for the very first time a few years ago. Like when I'm saying a few years ago, it's like 3 years. It's very exciting. So now everything sounds clear and crisp, and I just want people to hear that. So with I Cry and Say It Again are the first of the few um, that have made it to the studio. You know, just listening to the studio version is just great. Better than me recording it in my car because that's how I used to record songs was in my car on GarageBand with a
Wow.
$99 mic.
Yeah,
No
but
auto tune.
you gotta start somewhere. People have to, get it done. And like people say, like sometimes you don't need the fancy studio, right?
You really don't. You just have to make sure that you know what your volume is and what you can take. That's it.
Exactly. But I love that. So the music that you guys have already made, is that going to be like maybe an EP or you're just going to put out singles?
I think we're doing an EP. We're not in the final stages yet because there's so many songs to choose from. So I don't know what kind of vibe we're trying to go for, right? Is it a story that we're trying to tell, or is it all happy, or is it all sad? But for now, if it's a heavy hitter in our hearts, we're gonna post it as a single for sure.
Okay. And so does like what's happening in your life determine the direction that you're gonna go into? Like what is happening?
You know what? I told myself that my family and my music comes first and God. So gotta focus on that first. And then with that, then the blessings will pour for my music. So as long as I keep that intact, then the music will come, right? And whatever I want to do. But of course, I want to have a family of my own and get married and have kids and say that, hey, your mom has a vinyl, and and burn CDs, I do want to get into that to that lane in the future. So music will never stop in this household, no doubt. There's just too many things to share out there.
No, of course. Of course. I love that. Okay, so we have a lot to look forward to when it comes to your life professionally and personally. There's so much that's going to be on the rise. And I also wanted to talk just quickly. R&B is such a big discussion right now. Like whether it's the topics, the singing, AI, what have you. So,
Yes,
what do you think R&B needs more of right now?
I think we need to go back to sad R&B and I love my partner so much R&B. That's what we're lacking. I think the right now in this era, it's very fast paced, very 10-second clips or less or 30, and then
Hmm.
you have the whole synopsis of the song. I miss the R&B that takes 6 minutes for me to listen to. The intro, there's an outro, there's someone talking in the background. It's more so like a music video, but without the video.
Yeah.
Like that storyline kind of thing. That's what we're missing. Because right now for the R&B, it's just more so love making, but like in a lustful way. But I want that that true love R&B. I don't know how to say it. It's
No,
like
but that's what it is. Like bring love back into the song.
yes, yes, and that's why I'm so I make sure that when it comes to my music, it's more so on the love side, like something that you've already heard before, but the voice, like for me, it's so new, right?
Yeah.
That's my aim, is to bring the love back. A guy that's on their knees begging for my love. That's the
Well,
one that I'm looking for.
I'm here for it because I even the other day I was listening to D'Angelo's Untitled,
Yes,
and
yes.
I
Hit
didn't
song.
even realize the song like on the album is like 7 minutes long, but it doesn't feel like 7 minutes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because I
You
was just
just
listening to like the choices that he made, like singing wise and the instruments, and
mm.
I was just like really listening to
Ad
the.
libs, like
Yeah,
bring back the ad libs. I want to cry out loud to to how
exactly. And
like I can't. I have to do it. I have to do it.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like a lot of people will argue, like, oh, no one's gonna listen to a song that's more than
Yeah,
3 minutes anymore, or what have
yeah,
you. But if it's a really good song, you
they
won't
wouldn't
even
mind.
notice. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the R&B. The type of music I want to make is R&B for sure.
Mhm.
But on a Sunday when I'm waking up my kids, hey, it's time to clean up the house. Let's go. Where's the Clorox? That that's what I want, right? And
Yeah,
something that both men and women can listen to. So I have a like right now for the R&B, if it's just let's say made by Normani or anybody like that, like Flo, it's usually all the girls, right? So
yeah,
like for me, like I want a Kalani vibe where a guy can bop their head to it and then the girls can cry to it, right?
yeah.
That's the aim that I'm trying to do or have been doing, is to cater to both the male and the female, right? Everybody's hurt. Everybody's in love. I want everything.
So we're gonna get all of that. So I can't wait because you guys are gonna open the vault and give us some of the great music that you guys have been creating.
I
So I'm
cannot
really
wait. It
excited.
sounds great.
I love that. So yeah, we're excited for that. Before I let you go, I am going to just play a quick rapid fire game. I'm gonna shoot out some moods, and you're gonna choose an R&B song that you would play.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. It's not that bad, but sometimes it's hard choosing like one song.
Okay, got it, got it. All right. Hit
So
me, Loreena.
tell me an R&B song that always puts you in a good mood.
Oh geez. Digging on you, TLC.
Ooh, that's a good one. I love that.
Yes.
Go to karaoke song.
Just once, James Ingram, but two pitches higher. There you go.
Favorite R&B love song of all time.
Of all time?
Yes.
So I sing this at weddings, and I can't wait to sing it for my own wedding one day to my partner. It's If I Ain't Got You, Alicia Keys. It'll
That is
make me
a
cry.
classic. What's a song more people should know about?
Flow. What is it called? Check. It's a
Check by
bomb.
Flo.
Yeah.
Okay. Best R&B song when going through a breakup.
Breakup. Uh, we don't even talk anymore. What's that song?
Oh, Boyz II
Voice of
Men.
it.
Is it Seasons of?
No. Oh my God. How can I forget this? Uh, Water Runs Dry. There you
Yes,
go.
there you
That's
go.
the one. That's the
Another
one.
classic. And then last but not least, because this will be out right before Christmas, what's a song you play during Christmas or holidays? This doesn't have to be
Bes-
R&B.
Besides All I Want for Christmas Is You, it's this Filipino artist who is half black, half Filipino. Her name is Jaya, and she has like a very low alto voice. It's her version of Give Love on Christmas Day. That is my go-to song in the Christmas time because her rendition of it is very different and it's more American than you think. And she's
Okay.
hailing from the Philippines. So Jaya, Give Love on Christmas Day.
Well,
That's
thank you for
all.
putting us on to a new Christmas song that we can play. I love that. And so thank you for creating the playlist with us. Those were all like super dope picks. So I love that.
Oh, thank you so much. That's rapid fire. It got me nervous. I'm already sweating on my mustache right now, my girl. Jeez, what's happening?
Not too much pressure, not too much pressure. But you did good. You answered
Thank
all of
you.
them. You gave one song. Sometimes it's so hard for people to choose one. They're giving like three songs, but I love
No,
it.
you said one, one and done. That's it.
Perfect. And so, Angela, let everybody know where they can follow you to keep up, especially because you'll be releasing some new music really soon so that we can
Yes.
support you.
Yeah, everything is under Angela Apigo, Apigo on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you can search me on Google, that's where it is, okay? First and last name.
Perfect. Thank you again, Angela, for coming on the podcast. I really
Thank you
appreciate
so
this.
much, Loreena. Appreciate you.
Of course. And to everybody that's listening and watching, this is the Total R&B podcast. My name is Loreena, and you can find us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube at total.rnb. And I will be back with a brand new interview. Perfect.